Hi, welcome to my podcast, Talking Travel with Wendy. I travel the globe interviewing really cool people in small hospitality and tourism businesses. Join me each week as I discover and share something or someone new with you. You can find more at www.travelwithwendy.net. And remember, it's always an adventure when you travel with Wendy. Hi, welcome back. I absolutely love my first Virgin Voyage this past month on the Valiant Lady, and today I'm going to share with you my top 10 reasons in this Virgin Voyage review. I'm going to share why I love this cruise, the staff, the service, and the ship. So first, full disclosure, I'm not a cruiser. I'm a non-cruiser, actually. I don't like them, not even like in the slightest. So for me to love it, that's a lot. We did do a transatlantic cruise with Culinary in 2019, and we're aboard the Queen Mary 2. My husband John said, if you don't like this cruise, you're probably not a cruiser. I've also sailed Carnival, which was just pure yuck in the 90s. So I decided then I probably wasn't because I didn't like the whole concept. After just finishing this Southwestern Caribbean sail a few weeks ago, we just fell in love with it. And here's why. We departed from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I love this part of it because I hadn't really been to San Juan other than the airport. So I was excited to visit this American territory as well. So right off the bat, it was starting good. I'll create an entire series for this as well because I've got a lot to share about San Juan, and I'll be back again. I've also taken a look at a lot of feedback from YouTubers and content creators, and some of them were dissing Virgin for some of the things that were different. I don't know if this is like real or just clickbait, but anyway, the answer is if they liked traditional cruising, then they probably wouldn't like Virgin, or it messed with their mojo, but maybe I'm a disruptor or something, but these are the reasons why I loved it. Number one, it's all adult, which means 0 to infinity. There are no children. You must be 18 years or older to sail. And thanks be, I love all-inclusive, adults-only resorts, so I thought maybe I'd like this concept too. Another reason I love the adults-only concept was the fact that you are kind of expected to act like an adult. You could be as chill or active as you wanted to be, and we were. You're on your own agenda. There were plenty of activities and shows on board where you could party with the best of them, or you could just chill in your hammock. More about that later. Most cruisers were fun, fit, and also our ages. That means to say they were like in their 50s, early 60s. And despite a little bit of the hullabaloo and chatter online about being shocked and some of the attire, we didn't see any of this. We had one guy who was a little expose, but we found out later that he was French, and I say, c'est la vie. And once again, adult experience, live and let live. The second reason that I loved it was the culinary cruise revolution, is what I'm calling it. The food was a highlight for me. I graduated from a culinary and hospitality college, Johnson & Wales, in Providence, Rhode Island, years ago, and I've been in the industry for countless years. I thought our Virgin Voyage was fresh and imaginative with their cuisine. I was super excited to experience all of it, and I will in an upcoming blog and vlog and podcast, as I'm going to do a Virgin Voyage restaurant review content piece as well, because it was just way too much to include today. But for the most part, absolutely loved all the food options. Number 3 was it's all included. Man, did we love this. Holy cow, what a relief. I tell you what, when they say all-inclusive, it really was. Even when we have done other all-inclusive resorts in the islands before, at the end of our stay, we would get this bill and just have an ouch that would kill the vacation. With Virgin in the app, you can see your wallet at all times, so you know what you're spending as you're spending it. The wristband access computer chip bracelet was really cool, and I really like this. A lot of people equated it to Walt Disney World, but it's been years since I've been there, so I have no clue. Also, this was the actual key to our room and identified us in the eateries and the bars, and they would just scan it and it would immediately go onto our tab. Also, because I was the one to purchase the loot, that's what they call it, my newly retired husband loved when I picked up the tab. Number 4, the ship is big. So the size of the ship is quite big, and it is imposing when you pull into port, and people pretty much say, oh my gosh, that That boat is huge. But I will say it was easy to get service, ask for help, get a drink, and it was spacious enough that we never felt like we were on top of other people too. The pool was a bit small size for the ship, but we had beach days. It never really bothered me. The one day we did want to hit the pool, there was plenty of room to sit around it and enjoy a pina colada. Again, there were plenty of servers to help serve you up a nice, cool Caribbean drink. Number 5, our cabin. We stayed in an extra large sea terrace, and this was a great introduction to the cabins on the ship. We peeked into a regular sea terrace, and I think it would have been a bit tight for us. The only differences was the storage and also the bathrooms look smaller. If you've done a bit of research on cabins for a Virgin Voyage, then you know about the hammock. They are the coolest things ever, and they fit every size. A bonus is you can also buy one in their shop to take home, and it supports local businesses. The room is also outfitted with an iPad monitor that works with your TV and is a movie player, and it opens up your windows and turns the lights on and off. It is super cool. Our bathroom in the extra large sea terrace was also plenty big and way bigger than most boats I've been on. The shower always had great pressure, and it had a wand too. There's not a stoop for us ladies to shave the legs, but I've heard that the suites on board actually have this feature. Number 6, superb customer service and staff, cleanliness, and hand sanitizer. Our ship was very clean. We saw workers and servers everywhere. There's also hand sanitizer stations by the elevators and throughout the ship. The staff was just spectacular. Shandy, our valet, was amazing. He literally checked on us every single day to see if there was anything we needed at all, from being tidied up to having a room spick and span, fresh water, towels, etc. He was going to see to it. The staff also greeted us in the hallways saying hello, good morning, good evening, and the hosts of the restaurants were very professional with smiles even when people didn't make their reservations. While walking around the ship at night, we also saw teams of cleaning crews that were vacuuming the stairs, cleaning and wiping down everything. So yes, definitely an A+ for a clean boat. The entertainment and shows, number 7. One of the things we did miss out on was seeing several of the shows, but we did get to see Around the World with Carlos, and it was great. Hysterical, entertaining, and it was a highly talented crew. They also had great 80s music playing, a lively audience participation, and it was just lots and lots of fun. There were several opportunities to join in other ship fun too, the pajama party on the first night, as well as Scarlet Night. This is Virgin's signature, somewhat formal or whatever you desire to wear, red night. I love seeing everyone's interpretation of what that meant. Again, we were just pretty exhausted from our days off the boat, so we crashed pretty early, and I guess we're just getting old. Other travelers told us that they absolutely loved the variety of the different entertaining shows, and it was fun, interesting. It's just, they all made them feel a lot younger. Number 8, there's something for everyone and anyone on Virgin Voyage. From a casino to the game room, there's so much to do on board. There's a lot of fun to be had, and several people we met had won big at the casino. $1,200 was the highest I heard. There's also a pickleball court, basketball, twister board, and more. Our friends who joined us actually read 3 books on this cruise, so it truly is whatever you want to make it. I was able to attend early morning yoga classes, and they were great. I saw the sunrise. It made me feel less guilty about joining John for breakfast later. Number 9, I loved our port visits. As many articles as I've read on Virgin Voyages or vlogs I've seen, I haven't really heard this reason for why people love Virgin, but it's definitely one of my favorites. I loved never feeling rushed to get back to the boat. If you've cruised at all, you know that sometimes arriving at the port at 11 a.m. and departing by 4 p.m., yeah, we saw that, it hardly gives you a good introduction to the island. Some days we would arrive at 6, 7, or 8 a.m. in the morning, and we would stay in port until later, like 5, 6, or 7. I loved having almost 12 hours in port some days. It really helped introduce us to the island and give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down whether to come back and do a land tour later. I always felt that this is what cruising did. It doesn't really immerse you, but it introduces you to come back and discover more. Also, they encouraged you to get out of the port area. Most of the excursions we did were outside of the port district, which can be, well, just touristy. I don't know if it really helps the local economy. If you're interested in different kinds of shore excursions, let me know. I partner with Shore Excursions Group that offers a lot of small group options, and we absolutely loved our snorkeling adventure in St. Lucia with Elvis and our beach day in Tortola. More about that in the links below. Okay, number 10, health forward. I also love this cruise line has a health forward, thinking forward concept. Another thing that's really cool, and obviously sailors love it too. The classes were full, the track was busy, and we always saw people in the gym. So it's definitely a popular option. The workouts and the classes are included, and this is another advantage of Virgin with the all-inclusive concept. They aren't nickel and diming you to death with charges here and there. You want to go to a spin class or the gym? You can. It's included. Another thing was the spa. Of course, there's an extra charge for spa services, but I do feel like there needs to be one for that. Otherwise, everyone would sign up for a massage. Right? Wouldn't they? You can buy a day pass for the spa, and I would recommend doing that also on your first day of embarkation. So here's a bonus. I know I said I had 10, but I definitely have another one. The other thing that I thought was so easy was the embarkation and disembarkation process. I literally timed it from the moment we arrived in port, dropping off our luggage, to getting to our cabin. It was under 30 minutes. That was including going through, passport check. Each day, also disembarking into port, it was simple. You scanned your wristband, they took a picture of you, and off you went. Same thing on the way back in. Very smooth, very easy. Of course, we did figure out with a few people who had tours to catch, they did feel a bit rushed if we were a little bit later in port. This is going to happen no matter what cruise you're sailing with. On our final day, we did decide to hang back, enjoy the morning a bit, and we were off the boat in 15 minutes. Again, absolutely amazing. So here's a few things that I think need tweaking, but just like anything, you have to give patience and grace and give people the chance to work things out. And for some of the naysayers out there, I just want to say you've probably never raised teenagers or toddlers or been with anyone who's made a mistake or they're trying to fix it. So the first one, of course, is the app. And if you've done any kind of research, you know that their app is a little funky, clunky, and I'm actually thinking about creating a YouTube to show how you can navigate it and learn it. It did take us a few days to figure out the cadence of it and how to check the wallet, how to sign up for things. It just wasn't intuitive, at least for this exer. Making reservations for shows or dinner, this is another thing that needs tweaking. We talked to some fellow sailors and they said they had the same challenge too. You had to either decide you were going to go to dinner or a show, but sometimes if dinner was late, you would miss the show and vice versa. So you can always eat in the galley. There's plenty of healthy options, plenty of naughty options in the galley, or you can eat early at some of these places too. So I'll go more into that, of course, in the restaurant review, but that was probably another hiccup, was having the shows and dinner at a restaurant coincide. So the extras that are a little bit extra, but definitely worth it, was a cabana. Yes, we got a cabana on the final day at sea. We did order one. It was the best decision ever. So amazing. It was $350 and we split it with our friends. We had a server for the day, a special menu. We enjoyed our drinks too. It was just a very chill day on our final day heading back to San Juan. We were within walking distance of the hot tub, and we were just one floor away from the pool. However, we just decided to relax and read and take a nap, enjoy a few cocktails. It's outfitted with a big Bali cabana bed, relaxed chairs and lounge with pillows, a little refrigerator, and a big button. And this button let your sailor server know you needed something. We had Scott from Ireland, who is amazing, and he was quick to get whatever beverage or food item we needed. Here's a travel tip. If you're considering doing this, be sure to book this on the first day of embarkation as well, as these all sold out pretty quickly, especially on sea day. as you can see, we really enjoyed ourselves, so much so that we have already signed up for another one for 2025. On every Virgin Voyage, they will offer you an opportunity to book a future cruise, and each sailing has something a bit different. For ours, it was $300 off for a deposit, and you had 60 days to choose your sailing. And if you purchased it before you left, we also got an extra 65% off and a bunch of sailor loot, which the sailor loot is onboard credit if you haven't figured that out yet. So I hope you've enjoyed my Virgin Voyage review. I'll be sharing the restaurants and eateries on board soon in another blog, vlog, and podcast. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you like this podcast, be sure to leave a comment. Make sure you follow. And have you been on a Virgin Voyage? What do you think? Let me know by leaving me a comment. I would really appreciate any kind of feedback. So till next time, remember, it's always an adventure when you travel with Wendy. Ciao!